Used correctly, chemical anchor is stronger than the stone material that it is mounted in. But if carelessly mounted, you'll risk that the chemical anchor comes loose from the material. Chemical anchor attaches to all materials, from concrete, bricks, and lightweight concrete to natural stone. Chemical anchor attaches to all the cavities, little bumps, pinholes, and cracks in the stone material and the threads in the threaded rods. Therefore, it's very important to thoroughly clean out the hole before filling it with the mass. Otherwise, you run the risk of the installation coming loose as the mass attaches to dust and other loose particles instead of the intended material. We at ESSVE have developed a simple and safe method to avoid the risk of the chemical anchor being mounted incorrectly. We follow these three basic principles. 1. Remember that the hole must be completely free from dust and loose particles. 2. The hole must have the right depth and dimension in relation to what you intend to install. And 3. The chemical anchor must also cure properly. Start by drilling the holes you need. The ground rule for M8 through M16 is that the hole needs to be 2 millimeters wider than the threaded rod. Remember that both a too wide or too small a hole will have a bad impact on the strength of the anchor. And also, the deeper you attach the threaded rod into the stone material, the better load capacity it will have. Our methods and equipment to clean holes ensure that they are sufficiently free from dust. You'll find the pump and brush at a specialized retail outlet. Start by blowing out and then brushing the hole thoroughly, cleaning out any undesired dust or particles. Rotate the brush as you push it into the bottom of the hole, and then pull it straight up. Make sure that you do this 4 times in a row. Then, place the pump nozzle in the bottom of the hole and blow the dust out. You should also repeat this step 4 times. Repeat these 2 steps alternately until you've blown out the hole 3 times and brushed it twice. Do not try to use a vacuum cleaner instead, because you'll surely not reach all the way down and get rid of all the dust and particles at the bottom of the hole. In order for the chemical anchor to harden properly in the hole, the hardener and the base must mix. This is done in the mixer nozzle. To ensure the correct mix, simply pump out a string of the chemical anchor onto a plastic bag, approximately 3 pumps until it has a uniform gray color. Keep in mind that the mass in the mixing nozzle will harden quickly if it's not used. A good idea is to buy more nozzles or prepare all of your holes before using the anchor mass. The chemical anchor should be filled from the bottom up to make sure that the hole fills properly. Push and rotate the threaded rod down and align it at once. Chemical anchor can take less than a minute before it starts to harden. The time for the mass to cure depends on the temperature in the stone material. Check the table Curing Times to see what applies to your specific job. When the mass has fully hardened, it's easy to knock away the surplus from the threaded rod with a hammer. If you're going to drill and attach in hollow brick, use a perforated sleeve so that the chemical anchor will harden and fill out properly. Let any excess chemical anchor fully harden before you knock it off. Otherwise, you risk spoiling the threads of the rod.